Good day to you, my dear friends. It's time to solve some LeetCode problems, yay! And as usual, we are going to start with a problem from yesterday. It was an SQL problem. Duplicate emails. And we managed to solve it yesterday. Of course, we had an adventure along the way, let's call it like that. Let me go back to my original solution. So, what was the problem? We have this table of IDs and emails, and we want to list duplicate emails that are presented more than once in the original table. And I solved this problem using group by and having and count, and I made a stupid mistake yesterday, this one, and I spent a lot of time trying to fix this problem. I even had to Google. Well, let's not talk about it anymore. It was a comedic gold. But there are other solutions to this problem. For example, let's start by selecting email as email, but also count email as, I don't know, it's count. Can we do something like this? Or maybe it's a prohibited word. Let's see, from person, and we want to group by email without anything else. Let's see what we're gonna get. Great. Now let's use this query. We are going to give it an alias, a new name. We are not gonna use this name, but we must give it a name. That's unavoidable. Let's call it my imagination fails me today. Let's call it table 2. So we are gonna select email from this new table of ours, where count is more than 1. I hope it's gonna work. I'm not so sure. Yeah, it's green. Nice. So this is another solution, and I wanted to show you this solution because I don't remember if we used this approach previously, so I just wanted to demonstrate it. But there are other ways. Let's do as usual, select email as email, right, from person as usual, but we are going to join. Let's call our original person P1. And we want to join person not person, let me think, yes, person. We're gonna call it P2, but how are we going to join these two tables? we're gonna have two conditions. Emails should be equal and IDs should not be equal, shouldn't be equal. Something like this, I guess. Let's check this out. And then I'm going to explain everything to you. No, have an error. Yeah, from. Okay, we used from twice. Code red. And yes, why do we have two results here? Well, let's look at our original table. We get here, and we check. Do we have any rows with the same email as the first one? Yes, we have, but with a different ID. Yes, ID is different, email is the same. So this one goes into our final table. Here we have it. Then this one, there are no other rows with that email. And then we get to this one. And yes, we have this first row with the same email but different ID. That's why we have two rows here, but they are similar. So we want to use select distinct. Please be green. Yeah. And that's how you can solve it using join. And remember how I told you like a week ago that until joins were introduced to SQL, there was a different way, to do that. No, probably we do need this still. And we're gonna use where. That's an old syntax, I hope. Let's see. Yes, it's still green. Whew. So there are 4 variants, probably even more, but that is enough of solving this problem. Let's submit. Yes, all good. Now let's take some other problem from the past. We are still on the first page. Okay. Yesterday we discussed function composition, but you see they change places all the time because, well, acceptance changes. So it's design parking system. Let me reset it. Okay, what is our goal here? We want to implement this class called parking system. Okay. And of course it has this method initialize like all classes. And it's gonna take 3 numbers, big, medium and small. For example, we send these arguments instead of these parameters, and so hot, Jesus. these are places on our parking lot, you know. This is a number of 3 places for big cars, this is for medium cars, and this is for small cars. Okay. And there is a method, add car. So it can be 1, 2 or 3. Of course, if it's 1, it means that we want to add a big car to our parking lot. And if it's a 2, then it's a medium car, and for 3 it's a small car, you know. And if there is a place for a car that we want to return true, but if there is no more place for this car, then we want to return false. And originally I solved it in the most well, overcomplicated kind of way, you know, as I do sometimes. I remember that I introduced some kind of a crazy variable like current and don't repeat after me. And if we do not have current, then it's gonna be zeros. If we do have current, it's gonna stay what it is. And then if I don't even remember. So we want to know how many. Yes. Notice that we have these numbers 1, 2 and 3, but here we have an array, and arrays are 0 indexed, so we have to use not car type but car type -1. If it's less, then we still have free space to take a car. We want to +1 it, and we want to return true. Otherwise, we want to return false, something like this. But this is extremely stupid. This was my first solution. Wait a minute, it doesn't work. False. One, want to return true, to return false. Oh. Or let's do something like this, because in Ruby we always return the last line. We do not have to type return as in other inferior languages. Yes, it's green. But why is it stupid? Because I was young and relentless and incredibly beautiful, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that I was stupid, you know. And why do we keep this variable here when we have an initializer? You know, we can do just like this and achieve the same result, of course. But that's why it's so good to return to previous problems, you know, because, well, it means I'm getting better, you know, I'm progressing, I see my own mistakes. But now, why do we even need this? Because let's think. What do we do if we want to park a car? We take our like maximum available space and we minus one the needed car type, you know. And after that we want to check if this is more than minus one. If this is more than minus one, then we still have a free space. Otherwise, well, we want to return false, but we need to use brackets here. Let's check. Nope. Oh, not current, of course. It's parking. And we do not need current at all. Like this. It's all green. Or if you do not like these brackets, you can do this the other way around. And that's it. A very simple problem. Now, let's solve something new. Average time of process per machine. I think it's gonna be SQL problem again, of course. Oh. Okay, so we have a table, machine ID, process ID, activity type, timestamp. The table shows the user activities for a factory website. What? Start end, blah blah blah. This is an input. Machine ID, process ID, start, end. Whew, okay. Now look, machine ID, this machine, it ran two processes. And we want to count an average time, so an average difference between these two. Oof, I think. But it's always nice to read the problem. Average time is processing time, which should be rounded to 3 decimal places. Oh yes, something like this. Let's select machine ID, right? Right. Machine ID. Also, how do we count average? It's AVG or it's average, I don't remember. Oh, let's see. had something similar, but for now let's do another select. Gonna have machine ID. And timestamp, of course. Now that's ugly. We're gonna call it well, it's easier to use joins here, I guess. It's gonna be so much better with the join. It's not gonna work at all. No. Let's do a good old join. I don't remember how do we select with the condition. For example, let's select machine ID. Yes. Activity type equals start. What are we going to have? Like this. How do we call it? Well, start table on, and let's call it start timestamp. A1. Why do I always overcomplicate things? From activity A1, we're gonna call it A2. And these are our conditions. What's gonna happen? Oh. Now it has two names. Start table. Unfortunately, I want to do one more join. Oh. Now we want to have a difference between these two. Let's call it like this for now. Okay, and now we want to count average. How do we count average? AVGN. And we want to group machine ID for now. Nope. Oh, and we have to round. I don't remember. Maybe it's just round. AG 3, something like this. Or RMD. It's green. Oof. And now I'm stronger than yesterday. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da, my way. But that's a mess. It's the ugliest thing I wrote in my life, probably. Couple of joins. Let's submit. Okay. But it's ugly. How can we simplify? Okay, we have a no. How can we subtract? How can we find difference? I don't know between what even. Oh, let's say between two dates. I don't care. No, that's not my case. Nope. Mm-hmm. What is this? LAG. Really? Ay caramba. I can't copy it. Oh, let me copy, but this is an image. Okay. Let's comment everything out. Select, I don't know, machine ID and timestamp minus. Was it like this? Wait, come on, I can't see shit. Mm-hmm. Over order by. Okay. Let's call it processing time. And of course we want to group by machine ID, and probably let's leave it like that for now. Yeah. Of course. It's not that simple. How can we find the difference? I want to know a magic trick. What? If no, maybe it can help us. Can't say it's much better, no? And this one is definitely a problem because it takes from here. Or not? Well, yeah. And having the same process ID, how can we do this? MySQL over having same maybe we'll have some examples here. Oh yeah, we can partition by. I knew that. Partition by process ID. No. What is this orange variety? Process ID. Right. And also order by. Oh. Let's not group by anymore. Oh. And this one we're gonna have like this. Right? Still it's ugly as hell. Mm-hmm. I'm a pervert, I know. Nah, it's zeros. We do not want alternative value. We want to get rid of it. Distinct ain't gonna help us. Can we use where here? No, don't want where here. So what if it's a 0? Let's just sum it up. 0 is good. But we want to group by this time around. Or not. Let's see. Really? There must be some other way. How can we get rid of all these nulls? That's what we want, right? Come on. Of course. Oof. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, so we want to do group by, let's say, machine ID, heading. Let's even say process ID for now. Having can you just do like this? Just having, you know? It's not null. Oh no, of course not. What? Why? I see. Mhm. Oh, hello. Hello there. I always forget to look into the chat because it's always empty. So, nice to see you. Mhm. No. What we want to solve? Well, look here, I solved it, but the ugliest way possible. We have this huge table, machine ID, process ID, activity type, timestamp. So, this machine ran this process that started at this time and ended at this time. And then there was a second process for the same machine. It started at this time and ended at this time. And we want to find the difference between these two. Now, we want to know how long is the process, and then we have to find average between this difference and this difference. I don't even know how to explain it. Well, this is the final result. And I was able to achieve it. Like this, I think. Let's check. Well, yes, it's green. So what do we do here? We have two joins. The result of the first join. Let's see. So this is our first join. And it gives us machine ID, process ID, and start timestamp. Only starting timestamp for every process and every machine. That's our first join. Our second join, it gives us end date of every machine. Yes, and timestamp, you know. So these are my joins. And of course, I take these two values, end timestamp, start timestamp, I find the difference, I find an average, and I round everything by 3 numbers. But look at this, it's ugly as hell, it's the ugliest thing I ever wrote. I can't even look at it. So probably there is an easier way. And what I managed to achieve here, we can compare timestamp with the previous timestamp. You see? The problem is, let's do distinct. We have these nulls. I need to get rid of them somehow, and then we will have this short solution. And I can't just use where here, you know, because in where we can't use this. Where doesn't know that we renamed our column. Otherwise I could do something like this. It's not now. See? We can't. And we can't even give it this huge monstrosity. But what we can do, we can do select machine ID, and how do we get no values? Oh, Jesus H Christ. Well, you see here, we take like this value and we subtract the previous value. But for the first row we also take this value and we want to subtract previous value, but there isn't one, we can't subtract anything. That's why we get null. And there is a function, it's called if null. We can do something, you know, we can replace this huge awful thing, if it's null, with 0, for example. Not like this. Wait. Like this, with 0. Wait a second. Like timestamp. Maybe like this. Yeah. See, we have zeros here, but still it doesn't help. We do not want this row. That's the problem. So I do not know how to resolve it. Maybe another day. Now we can do, you know, select machine ID and processing time. from this. Let's call it somehow as I don't have imagination today. As new table. Where processing time is not null. I think this is possible. Let's see. Oh no, of course we do not have to use if now. We want now. Yeah. Average processing time and group by machine ID, right? Great, and now we have to round this by 3 digits. And of course we want to name it processing time. Yeah, it's green. Ah, who's the boss? Who's the king of LeetCode? But still is ugly as hell. Look at this. It's undecipherable. It's a mess. But it's a little shorter than this one. And usually there is some simple, obvious solution, like in 3 lines that I miss. Well, but I'll tell you and everyone else all about this tomorrow. Because for today, that's it. I'm already too tired. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Whew. Sometimes these SQL problems, they just kill me. They are unbearable. Let's submit, by the way. Let's not forget about submitting. Just testing is not enough. Great. So yesterday I will examine all these solutions, I'll find the best ones, I'll present them to you, but it's gonna happen tomorrow. And goodbye, I guess. Thank you very much for being here.